News Talk Breakfast.
Good morning and welcome to News Talk Breakfast with me, Ivan Yates, and Chris Donoghue.
Thanks, Ivan. All eyes on Brussels this morning. But first, let's get news headlines with Cathy Madden.
Good morning. The Finance Minister will meet the EU Commissioner, who's responsible for the approval of...
16 people came to Dublin in search of a job. They've come to battle it out to be Bill Collins' apprentice.
You guys and girls are the generation that grew up as Celtic Tiger cubs, and that era is over.
One of Ireland's most successful businessmen, self-made multi-millionaire and inner-city boy done good. He's offering the successful candidate a six-figure salary.
It was disrespectful. It was abuse.
To get the job, they'll have to work and live together for 13 relentless weeks, each week facing a tough business task.
There is no strategy involved here.
There is strategy and there is relationships being involved in this room.
This is the ultimate job interview.
You are fired. You are fired. You're fired.
Last week on The Apprentice.
The end is in sight. You need to step up to the plate and deliver.
Barry and Michelle struggle to work as a team.
I'm cooking steak tonight. What is the best red wine to go with it? And that forum will be...
I suppose, part of the forum is that...
Their frustrations with each other ended up being played out in front of Bill.
He had been aggressive towards me and he was very offended by that.
There was no seeing. It was a conversation we had. You played the victim very well, and it's great.
Your entrepreneur style is trying to do it all yourself. And I was that man 40 years ago, till I found out that two heads are better than one. And even more than that, I've learned, and very quickly, that a good team can achieve 10 times more than a one-man band. So, Barry, you're fired.
It's been emotional.
The result of which was Barry became the 12th casualty of the boardroom.
Yeah, we have a sneaking suspicion that we're going to interviews today. So Bill's probably lined up a very nice group of individuals to have a little chat, maybe a cup of tea. Doubt it though. We'll see how it goes, and, obviously looking forward to them, but not looking forward to them at the same time. These lads aren't here to compliment you on your past experience,
I'm quite confident. I've done it many times in my life. I've had loads of interviews. I do know that this interview is going to be possibly the hardest I've ever done, but I'm quite confident I feel okay. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. I know it's going to be so tough that I will possibly be reduced to tears. But, strangely enough, I'm still looking forward to it.
I'll be most worried about not work-related questions, but kind of questions about, why I came to Ireland and why I left home so young. This could get me to the final, so I really don't want to mess up. So I'm kind of excited more than anything else about the interviews.
Obviously, I'm really proud of myself for getting this far, but it's just a case of going in there and just being yourself today and seeing how you fare. So I'm excited.
After 11 long, grueling weeks, the end is in sight for the 4 remaining candidates, as the penultimate task awaits them.
Niamh, Panos, Michelle, Will, good morning.
Good morning.
We are here in Classen House Dundrum, which Brightwater Recruitment have taken over for today. In the past, getting a job was based on how well you did at an interview. I've had the luxury of putting you through 11 tasks so far. Some of you may have defied all the odds in making it this far. So today, I have requested the services of 4 exceptional recruiters who will put you through your paces. And later, they're going to report back to me on what you're really made of. So the best of luck, And the next time I see you all again, we'll be in my boardroom, where there will be a firing.
Armed with the candidates' psychological profiles, independent HR consultant Sheena Clausey has been instructed by Bill to probe the candidates' personalities. There is no one more qualified to interview the 4 remaining candidates than David Block, who set up Brightwater in the 1980s, one of Ireland's leading recruitment agencies. Hard-nosed media mogul Gavin Duffy has been chosen by Bill to put the candidates through the ringer, to dig deep and discover what they are really worth. Mairead Fleming is responsible for several of Brightwater's recruitment divisions and has been specifically asked by Bill to go through each of the candidates' CVs with a fine-tooth comb. First up is the youngest candidate this year, 22-year-old Dubliner Will McCreevy.
I hope I am perceived as the dark horse in this competition. I definitely think I'll have a chance of winning. Ultimately, to be number 1, to be successful is my ultimate goal.
Are you surprised you're still here?
No, I'm not surprised at all, Gavin. You know, I came in here on a mission, you know, and I'm down to the final 4 based on my merits.
So what are the drawbacks that are being pointed out to you?
I suppose one of them, you know, communication, you know.
So have you sorted out your communication skills deficit?
Yeah, I do think I have, you know. Public speaking, I'm quite good, you know. Obviously, I'm in sales, so face-to-face, you know, I'm good with people.
And would you be aware that you say you know a lot?
I wouldn't say I know everything, you know.
No, you say the term, you know a lot.
I wouldn't be aware of it, you know, that, but that's, you know, again, there you go.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'd have to take that on board, yeah.
Tell us a little bit about your background, your family.
I've living and working on my own since 17 up in Dublin when my folks moved down the country, so I had to step up to the market. Mother and father don't work, so that's the bottom line.
Is there illness with your parents? You're saying they don't work?
Well, my mother, she had to take sick leave, you know, but my dad, unfortunately, had an accident on his leg. Basically, was getting off a horse and the horse moved. So that's the main reason. Like, and he was a waiter, you see, in Shelburne. That's put him out. Like, I had to step up to the mark, and I did. You know, there's no other males in my family, so I felt it was my duty at that age, you know, to just go out. And obviously, I'm 22, and it's you know, I've had some vast life experience and work experience, but it's done me good, you know. And I take pride in being able to do that for my family, you know.
So why are you better than the other 3 candidates?
Life experience teaches you an awful lot, you know, and having cop on. And again, that's, you know, that's what you need in business, to be thinking on your feet. Bill obviously sees something in me that he likes.
Give us an example of when you were thinking on your feet.
I couldn't probably give you an answer on thinking on my feet straight away, Gavin. I'd have to think back, being perfectly honest.
So you can't think on your feet about how well you've thought on your feet in the past?
Next up is 28-year-old Michelle Massey, who is originally from Peterborough in the UK.
I haven't yet not got a job that I've gone for, so touch wood. I do well in job interviews usually.
Hi, Michelle. Nice to meet you.
And you.
Why should Bill take you? Why do you think?
I think I've proven to him over the last 11 weeks that I'm a very hard worker, and something that probably differentiates me from the rest of the candidates is that I know exactly what it's like to have absolutely nothing, and I never want to get back to that.
You left home at 17, was that right?
15.
15, was it? Why?
My parents, they're a certain religion that I don't agree with, so I packed and left, and away I went.
Do you mind me asking what the religion is?
They're Jehovah's Witnesses.
Witnesses, okay.
Yeah. For me, it kind of proved to me that I was really strong and that I would live the way I wanted to live regardless.
Yeah.
And it meant I had to get my head down and work, like, and if anything, it taught me how to do that.
You said you're driven. What does that mean to you, as opposed to ambitious?
Driven to me means that I will do it regardless of the odds. Ambitious for me is more about my personal life.
Okay, so are you driven or ambitious?
Both. Well, I want people to go, she's actually very good at what she does. And me to go, yes, I am very good at what I do, and be confident in that, as well as being able to build my own house in the country.
Okay.
It's now time for Wexford native Niamh MacDonald to face her first interview.
In terms of job interviews, being yourself, I think, is the main thing. I would never agree with anybody going into a job interview with questions prepared or answers written down. An interview is about letting somebody know the kind of person you are. If they want you, they want you. If they don't, they don't. So I would always say, go in, be yourself, and if that's not what they want, that's not what they want.
Hello, Niamh.
Hi, Sheena.
Nice to meet you. Take a seat. You say here in this application form that you would do anything to be Bill Cullen's apprentice. So, give me an example of where you have done this capital anything so far.
So far, I've got by on being good at what I do, thankfully. In terms of doing anything to get the job, other than immoral or illegal, I would do anything.
Have you had to take any risks so far?
I certainly have. I've taken risks, some of which have paid off and some of which have not.
Okay. You have a drive that never sleeps.
Yes.
Give me an example.
Well, I think the fact that I'm here in the final five shows that.
The final five?
The final five isn't what I'm aiming for. My aim is to become Bill Cullen's apprentice.
It's the final four today.
The
not
final
the
four.
five.
Sorry, my apologies.
Describe something you would do if you knew you wouldn't get caught. Anything that would not have a major adverse effect on other people, but yet you said you'd do anything to be Bill Cullen's apprentice.
If it was something that I didn't think would adversely affect somebody, I wouldn't mind doing it. But if I thought it would, I wouldn't. So it's hard to come up with a...
You're very sweet, aren't you?
No, that's just honest. I do have a very strong conscience. I honestly do.
You know, it's all very nice.
No,
it
absolutely
sounds
not.
like a script.
100% not. I didn't sit up all last night writing notes and learning them off. An interview is where you come into somebody and be yourself and they judge you for what you are. I have never in my life prepared or rehearsed answers for an interview.
Your motto, I'd rather ask for forgiveness than ask for permission.
Yes.
Where'd that come from?
It's just a saying that I have. Sometimes if you ask someone, they'll say no, but sometimes if you do it and explain why you did it, then that works out better.
Do you know that Bill Cullen said that?
No. Genuinely, honestly, I never knew he had said that.
OK. All right, Niamh. Thank you very much.
Well, look, thanks.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
It's now the turn of 33-year-old Greek national Panos Sambatakis.
I usually perform really well in interviews. I'm a confident person. I don't really stress out. So the only thing that I'm worried sometimes is that I don't get across my point well, but that's just because of my English fluency, not about my skills.
I'd just like to commend you on your CV. I think it's beautifully presented. It reads very well. You've got a lot of information in there. That said, some of the dates are a little bit confusing. When did you come to Ireland?
April 2007.
OK. And what brought you to Ireland at that point?
Before coming to Ireland, I had to return from the UK back to Greece because I had to complete my military service for a year, for 12 months.
Can you show me where the army is in your CV?
I haven't got the army on my CV.
Why?
It was a duty to my country, so that's why I haven't put it on my CV.
Tell me about your military service.
It was very tough,
Why?
really tough. I think in the army was the first time that I had to confront people with regards to my sexuality.
Right. Your job in the army, what did that involve?
Well, I was allocated to be a sergeant.
OK.
So it was straight
So you're leading
ahead.
troops?
Yes.
Good.
It was about 220 people.
And you were responsible for 220 people?
Yeah, I had to make sure that every and each one of them respected me and they would do exactly as I say. So
and did they?
That was the hardest part. I had issues the first 2 weeks, and it was when I had to shake my head off.
Sorry, what do you mean, shake your head off?
Like, just put my feet into the ground
right.
and say, hold on a second, you cannot let this happen to you, you cannot be bullied.
And did they bully you?
They did, yes. It was really tough.
OK.
And I had to do that.
And you did it. And you're a better person for it, so very
For
well
sure.
done. OK, and you've come through it. It's OK, you can take a breath, take a drink of water if you like.
I'm OK.
You're OK. You're quite emotional.
I am.
OK. How can you be sure that you're not going to crack under the pressure?
I didn't crack under pressure in the army while 200 people were really tough on me. And I had no safety net. I had nobody to support me there. I had to stand on my own 2 feet.
You should be very proud of yourself. And you left that whole period of your life on your CV. So just going forward, please do me a favour and make sure you include it.
You're 23.
I am.
It's a €100,000 job.
Yes.
Are you worth that type of an investment?
I've come into this competition with people 10, 12 years older than me, and I've outlasted them, I've outsold them, I've outperformed them.
You've hit it in one and you've confirmed for me what was my suspicion. You see this as a competition. I'm here to decide who gets a job.
That's a fair point. In terms of the job...
Then why did you describe it as a competition?
Well, I didn't describe it as...
Sorry, are you saying you didn't describe it as a competition?
No, I probably did say it was a
competition. Let's be honest with one another.
Yes, I probably did describe it as a competition, yes.
Right, now, I need to get very quickly a bit about you personally. Neve MacDonald.
I grew up in Wexford. I'm the youngest of a family of 7. Went to college, got my degree, and that's pretty much me in a nutshell.
So you're boring.
That's basically me.
You can't say anything more interesting than the tombstone details